What's up, guys? It's David coming at you from Organic Priced Books with a new release reprint omnibus from Marvel. That, if you're a fan of the Max stuff, now if you've never heard of the Marvel Max line, that's usually the adult content stuff. Definitely more adult themed, I guess you would say it. You know, the content was definitely for mature readers. The drawings were a lot more, at some points, graphic. Gory even, and the themes were definitely something that, you know, you would have to read when you were an adult, that you could understand that. And no character deserved that, Max line better or more than the Punisher. Oh yeah. Now, of course, you know the Punisher, Frank Castle. His family got killed, and then he becomes a vigilante. I mean, he's in the superhero line, but he's not really a hero. This guy kills, bad guys with extreme prejudice. He is not afraid to use guns or bombs or anything in his disposal to catch the bad guy or kill the bad guy, punish them. Obviously, his name is Punisher, and this is probably one of the most iconic runs. Is the Garth Ennis Max run for the Punisher. This one, whenever it came out in the whatnot, everybody always tried to get it because it hadn't been printed in a while, and we finally get a reprint. It's here. We're here for it. Let me show you this title. Here is the front of the standard. What a great cover that is. That is so good. Here's the front, spine, and the back, and it's kind of like somebody just took a picture of Frank. Frank, what do you like to do, Frank? Show me, what's your passion? Boom, cleaning his guns, getting ready to start another gang war. And that just looks so good. And then the DM, this cover, wow. Easily I'm having a very hard time picking which one I like more. Just every time you look at this one or that one, they just both are very nice. This DM is so cool. And it kind of just gives you the faces of death for Frank, like with the trauma that he suffered. And it's kind of, representative of him, of course, with the skulls that you see, like, dissected behind him or in those frames. Very cool. They could have easily done each of these as a cover for an omnibus, and each one would be great. But I like this, like, 4-panel one. It's very, what is it called? The cans. What's the picture? Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Oh, I forgot the artist that does the Campbell soup. That like the plant. Oh, somebody's gonna mention it on here. Thank you for that. It's on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember it. But both of these covers look amazing. Again, I can't decide which one I like more. Both of them are great. So whichever one you picked when you ordered this, you're gonna be happy. Seriously, they both look amazing. Here, let me show you the spines together so you can see that. Very cool. Standard right here. DM on that side. And let's take a look underneath the dust jacket. I'll be using my standard because that one came in damaged. Oof. You have this Frank like sitting in an interrogation room. Or no, he's going to get tortured for sure. And then kind of like a close-up on his face. And just a dark theme on this. Looks great. That's really cool. That's some really nice artwork. All right. There you go. So let's go ahead and let's see what's inside The Punisher by Garth Ennis Omnibus, Volume 1. Alright guys, let's jump into Punisher by Garth Ennis. Here we go. And here's the contributors to the book. Thank you guys for writing such a bad A book. And, making us enjoy it. Making us enjoying it. Because, they brought this to life. And oh, this artwork looks so good. Quality is what you're used to with the A Marvel Omnibus, semi-gloss, looks really good. Look at those colors, they really pop. Darks look really good as well. Punisher, such a brutal character or story that he faces, so it's crazy seeing that. But let me tell you a little bit more about this. From 2003 to 2008, writer Garth Ennis worked with some of the best artists in comics to produce an unforgettable run on The Punisher. Now Marvel presents a new 2-volume omnibus collection of the stories that changed the world of Frank Castle forever. In the opening miniseries, Born, Castle's service in Vietnam comes to a horrific conclusion as an understrength U.S. Marine unit finds itself cut off and surrounded at the Cambodian border. The war is on in its last legs, but Captain Frank Castle has no intention of letting it die quietly. Driven as he is by forces beyond even his own understanding, soon the men of Firebase Valley Forge are fighting tooth and nail to stay alive, and their commander's dark obsession may yet prove more lethal than the enemy soldiers at their gate. In the beginning sees Castle as on the streets of post 9/11 New York City, fighting his endless one-man war on crime. A massacre at an aging mobster's birthday celebration tips the balance of power in the underworld. And soon new players are drifting into town, all keen to grab their slices of the action. But America is now a deadlier place, and violent men are in demand for the nation's covert conflict overseas. The CIA sets its sights on a new recruit for the war on terror, Frank Castle, a.k.a. The Punisher, only to find out far too late that they're playing with white-hot fire. The fading ghosts of the Irish mob, the psychopaths and sadists known as the Westies, still haunt the bars and alley of what was once Hell's Kitchen, with a legacy of violence that soon proves all too real. The Punisher finds himself caught in an ancient feud, as dangerous visitors from the old country bring their grudges to 21st century Manhattan, and a figure from Castle's own past arrives to throw gasoline on the fire. Irish America meets the genuine article in the worst possible way in Kitchen Irish. Nick Fury has a job for the Punisher, a mission that will carry the world to the brink of nuclear war. Hidden deep inside a Russian missile silo is the most lethal retrovirus ever seen, with a small army gathered to protect it. But as Frank Castle fights to save a single innocent life, another band of warriors makes its play. The Cold War reawakens, rushing towards Armageddon in Mother Russia. Up is down and black is white sees the return of Nick Cavella, who has a plan in mind to finish Castle once and for all. But when a wave of violence rocks New York City to its core, other predators start to emerge from the shadows, eager to settle old and bitter scores. When the world turns upside down, can even the Punisher go too far? In The Slavers, a terrified young woman called Viorica has a dreadful story to tell. Soon a human trafficking operation turning kidnapping girls into wretched sex slaves is firmly in the Punisher's sights. Cold, cruel men, the Slavers are a quarry unlike any Castle has hunted before. They're ready to go to war to protect what's theirs, but now they'll find out what war truly means. That's really cool. So you get a bunch of different stories that kind of create this overlapping, story for Frank Castle as the Punisher. And if you read any of them, these are definitely not something that you want anybody, any young kids reading. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, it's really, really the underbelly of the Marvel world that you don't see in the superheroes with all your colors and capes and stuff like that. So it's cool seeing that omnibus getting reprinted. And now, of course, people always wanted this one, so we get to see it now. All right, let's take a look at some of the extras that are included in here. I don't want to give too much away. Let's see. Okay. So you get, Born cover sketches by Wesław Walkowski. Very nice. So these are the 4 that you kind of get in that DM cover. Really cool. And then unused ones right here. Thoughts about Born. Very nice. Oh, some of the pictures for the Vietnam references. That's really cool. I like when you can see where the ideas came from. Layouts right there. Very cool. So it's cool seeing the process of how it was made. Pencil, more detail, inks, color. Boom. Again, inks just look so nice as well. Some of these stories, especially with Frank Castle, where his world is very black and white, you're a criminal, you die sort of aspect, can be done in black and white, and it would look really good as well. You know what world Frank Castle would live in perfectly? in the world of the boys. And that's also, is it by Garth Ennis? Yeah, maybe. I think so, yeah. There you go. All right, so there you go, guys. That is The Punisher by Garth Ennis, Omnibus, Volume 1. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think. If this is something that you're definitely going to get, which cover you're going to like the most. Check it out at Organic Priced Books, guys, and I will see you in the next one.